Good afternoon and welcome to today's webinar. First of all, a big thank you for taking the time to join us. I'm conscious that these are challenging times for all of us. With that in mind, Amanda and I are both broadcasting from two different locations, so please bear with us. We'll try to make this webinar as seamless as possible. Today's topic is Windchill change management. How can we navigate change in a paperless environment? So if you have any questions during the webinar, please use the controls in the UI. If there's some time at the end, we'll answer them. If not, we'll send an email to all the attendees at the end with the answers. So first of all, we'd like to introduce ourselves. I'm Pete Edwards and I lead our PLM team here at Route Solutions. I joined Route nearly 6 years ago and I'm based at our Manchester office with Amanda. I have a particular professional interest in solution architecture and customization.
Hi, I'm Amanda. I work alongside Pete within the Windchill team here at Route Solutions. I joined Route over 2 years ago now and have been working within the Route Manchester office since. My key roles in the business include Windchill training, technical support, and most recently Thingworks UI development, generating custom interfaces using the Thingworks platform.
Today's webinar marks one of many we'll be broadcasting to emphasise the need and how to embrace digital transformation within the manufacturing sector. This topic in our current environment is more relevant than ever, as the need for digital online processes increases, moving away from those manual paper-based solutions. Within this webinar, we'll be focusing on change management, how we can move towards a digital traceable solution. To capture this, we'll first be introducing the out-of-the-box Windchill solution, identifying how its capabilities can help eliminate some of the challenges faced during change management. Later within the webinar, we'll move on to understand how a connected PLM can enable a higher level of visibility of product data across the life cycle. We'll be showcasing how multiple systems can be combined to create a smooth, streamlined, transparent solution to managing change within your organisation. So firstly today, I'd like to give you a brief introduction as to who PTC and Route Solutions are and our respective offerings. I'm sure you're aware that PTC is an industry leader in the CAD and PLM sector, primarily with their Creo and Windchill products, which you'll all be familiar with. Over the last 5 to 10 years, PTC has strategically invested in IoT and augmented reality with their own software offerings, Vuforia and the Thingworks platform. Route Solutions is PTC's largest partner in the UK and also the longest standing. We've been operational now for 28 years. Route Solutions has a depth of experience in improving a company's engineering, manufacturing and business processes across a diverse range of industries. We have in-house expertise to provide services across CAD, PLM, AR, IoT and SLM. Our offerings consist of software support, services and training across the full PTC portfolio.
So we will kick off today with a key question: why is it important to effectively manage change? Ultimately, understanding the impact of a change across the organisation is key to ensuring your product success. Innovation, agility and speed to market are critical competitive tools in manufacturing. As a manufacturer, you must be able to rapidly introduce new products, update existing features and reduce costs if you expect to maximise your market opportunities. Those that can manage change effectively will quickly meet evolving market needs with consumer confidence. Today's products are more complex than ever and often include mechanical, electrical, firmware and software components that must all be digitally integrated and synchronized. This requires a great deal of collaboration across multiple groups in engineering, manufacturing, the supply chain and service. At the same time, customer demand for more customizable products with multiple options increases the number of product configurations, in turn increasing the complexity of design changes. So really, by harnessing change effectively, evolving market needs can be met, and as noted by McKinsey, over 30% of the typical product development cycle time can be reduced. With this in mind, let's now look into the current challenges many businesses face when managing change. Unfortunately, many companies are falling behind due to a poor or manual change management process. Customers who aren't using Windchill change management are likely to be using a paper-based or disconnected process, such as an email tool, to keep track of changes. Due to this, several issues can soon arise. First of all, a lack of non-repeatable, non-consistent processes. With paper-based processes, you don't necessarily know who to bring information to, especially in an emergency. You can bring a problem to someone who may know someone else who could probably handle it, but you'll never get consistent results without a concrete system being set in place. The next challenge is the lack of enterprise visibility. If we imagine a product design with an important change sitting on a pile on someone's desk or in someone's inbox, is anyone else within the enterprise aware of this ongoing change or its possible implications? Or whether it's engineering, supply chain, manufacturing or product management, they probably have no visibility of the existing change and no understanding of what it entails. This makes understanding the status and impact of a change across the product lifecycle challenging, and as a result, stakeholders are unable to confidently make critical decisions in a timely manner. Then, of course, there is bringing a digital product definition together to understand the holistic product design. This requires a lot of manual effort when information is scattered. It may require pulling together paper designs and printing out Excel files and email attachments. It really makes it more difficult to bring this definition together to understand the full impact a change may have on the product. And finally, it means an extended, time-consuming process of having to remember and update results from a variety of downstream processes and systems. So how can we effectively capture and manage our change information? PTC's Product Lifecycle Management solution, Windchill, features a ready-to-deploy change management tool to capture and automate your change process. As a result, manufacturers can make dynamic, fast-paced, coordinated changes throughout the product lifecycle while ensuring that all stakeholders are accessing the most up-to-date product information. Scalable, tailorable, and traceability throughout the product lifecycle is at the core of Windchill, ensuring better enterprise visibility and faster, more accurate response to market pressure. The added advantage of unique change management notifications for designers enables links to requirements, allowing teams to make the right decisions based on the most up-to-date product data. So why should you be managing your change process within Windchill? Simply put, if you are using Windchill already, it is the master system for your engineering data. Any modifications that need to be actioned as a result of a change are driven through Windchill data. With this in mind, it would make sense to additionally manage the change within Windchill and then propagate the output to the downstream. You can provide secure, role-based access to change information directly within Windchill, whilst also allowing stakeholders to view where pending changes exist directly on a part.
We're now going to have a look at the breakdown of the Windchill change management capabilities. As Amanda highlighted, Windchill Change is ready to deploy with easy to implement predefined workflows that can be modified to accommodate any differences in your own business processes. Automated task delivery enables easy and efficient participation, sending the relevant change information to engineers and change administrators in an easy to understand format. Descriptions and data links to affected objects make it easy for those participants to navigate through related change information, and easy to configure layouts enable you to augment your current change solution. With the added benefit of creating and saving annotations within the Career View application, it has never been easier to provide detailed change information to your designers to ensure that they understand their involvement in rolling out the change with supporting visual information. Designers are provided tools they need to easily submit problems and enhancements directly from the affected parts information page. From here, email updates are automatically sent out to advise as to whether their problem report has been approved, whilst the problem report is easily accessible from the affected objects change tab with visible status. Administrators also have clear visibility into open and ongoing changes through a dedicated change monitor dashboard, enabling simple change reporting and insight into completion time across the business.
So here we will break down the out-of-the-box process. The Windchill Change Management solution features purpose-built objects to capture and manage your change information. Here we can see a summary of the out-of-the-box change objects with their key capabilities. Starting from the beginning, a problem report initiates the change process by capturing an issue or enhancement as raised by the Windchill user community. Multiple problem reports can be gathered together before a formal request for change is generated. Once the problem reports are confirmed, the change request is used to evaluate the technical and business justification for the change to occur. A fast track or full track route is selected as a change admin sees fit, where a full track represents a significant change involving a board of reviewers. Once the formal request for change is approved, we then move into the implementation phase, where the change notice defines the implementation plan used to roll out the change. Upon completion of the change notice, the changeables are released, and a full audit is carried out to record the process. The process shown in the slide is very much an out-of-the-box, ready-to-deploy solution. The scalability of the Windchill change management offering also allows you to configure the change process as you see fit to meet your own business requirements. So if you needed a scaled-back change management solution, you could use a basic process by allowing the creation of a change notice directly from a problem report. By automating your change process with the Windchill solution, your enterprise has full visibility into open changes, the status of ongoing changes, and an insight into the resulting impact on downstream processes.
Change is an essential part of the product development cycle. Having a repeatable change process with enterprise visibility and traceability is key to success in that cycle. PTC's change management process consists of 3 pillars. First of all, the ability to define a scalable change system that gives you a consistent and highly flexible process, whether you want a lightweight, simple process or a more robust process for a new product introduction or for an engineering change. The next pillar is to improve productivity and execution in the change process, whether that's something like simplifying the creation of a new change notice through a template so that the right people are assigned to the right task, or delivering to the user all the work they need in one central location so they can get on with their work with minimal effort. The final pillar is improving decision quality, making sure the information that the user needs to understand and decide on a change is available. In today's fast-paced world, it is more important than ever that change is communicated across the enterprise. Effective change management will not only break down the silos that are engineering, manufacturing, and the supply chain, but will also help to inform technical and business justification for making a change and providing analysis for the whole enterprise as early as possible. Increase time to market, lower costs, and reduce scrap.
PLM is more than any one piece of software in many businesses and should be considered as a suite of PLM tools used by an organization to manage their business processes and data. Within this next section, we'll be identifying the possibilities of combining multiple digital systems in order to meet your modern process requirements. Connected PLM denotes the deployment of smart connected technology within a PLM solution to deliver a higher level of traceability and visibility of product data across the product lifecycle. Connected PLM can be used to seamlessly connect to disparate systems that contain data that is relevant to the product development process. With this in mind, companies are able to bring this data together with the EBOM and other supporting product information managed in PLM to give all stakeholders earlier visibility to important product information. It was the changing nature of product development that drove the development of Thingworks Navigate. Today, many roles throughout the organization, in addition to engineering, are involved in product development, who are in need of a method to access the required data without having to log into a heavy system. An example of this is the manufacturing team, who require the right data at the right time to ensure the current design is always the one that makes it to the shop floor. With Thingworks Navigate providing the ability to combine PLM data and provide role-based applications for accessing data, we can embed this technology within our change management process. After a number of requests for driving change from the shop floor, we have developed a custom Thingworks application to act as a manufacturing portal. Our application is linked to Windchill in order to drive the creation of problem reports and enhancements from within a Thingworks UI without the need for manual paperwork and disconnected communication. The key features include a shop floor viewer portal designed specifically for manufacturers, providing them with visibility into the single source of truth for product data, with work instructions generated and pulled from within Windchill. Visibility and traceability of ongoing changes and enhancements, with the ability to view change status and the parts affected. Direct functionality from within the viewer to log a problem and enhancement, which in turn will instantly kickstart the Windchill change process in the background, sending automated notifications to the Windchill change team for review and creation of a formal change implementation plan. So now we're going to demonstrate the shop floor portal application and how it can be used to enhance and extend the Windchill change management process for a smooth, streamlined, transparent approach to change management. In this demonstration, we're going to assume the role of an operator called Noah. Noah has been tasked with assembling the Pro Steer ski for the 100 snowmobile. Noah's company uses PTC's Windchill as its digital backbone, providing a digital thread of product information throughout the product lifecycle. His business has also chosen PTC's Thingworks Navigate platform and implemented a Thingworks mashup called Shop Floor Viewer developed by Route Solutions. As Shop Floor Viewer is built on the Thingworks platform, all the data is served up by web pages. Thingworks integrates with many single sign-on solutions like Ping Federate and Azure Cloud Active Directory, so Noah can use his domain account to sign in. We're now going to jump into our connected PLM solution and start to take a look at how Thingworks and Windchill can interact to deliver a connected paperless change management solution. At the top of the page, Noah is able to search for a part number. We will first take a look at the top level assembly, 100 snow. Thingworks connects to Windchill, finds the part, and returns the process plan that is associated to that part. Information relating to the plan is then displayed across the top. Each process plan may have many operations. Each of these are displayed across the middle of the page on the carousel. Noah is going to click on the first operation. This then displays the work instructions, a single level bill of materials, and clicking on a part within the bill of materials displays the part information. We can quickly see that this part is currently undergoing a change. Today Noah has been allocated the task of assembling the Pro Steer ski, so first searches for its part number. Noah can confirm that he's found the right part by viewing the plan information displayed at the top of the page and by viewing the visualization of the assembly. Noah's first operation is to install the carbide runner into the ski. The runner bolt stud should be located in the holes in the ski and then the runner pushed through. Next, taking the M8 nut and washer, the carbide runner should be installed and bolted to the ski. In the process of tightening the nuts with the wrench provided, it becomes apparent the tool doesn't quite do the job. There isn't enough space to fit round the wrench. So from the screen, Noah can select the part that he believes is causing the problem and click Log Problem. The Log Problem window launches. Any of you that know Windchill change well will recognize that there is only one field available, the description. The rest of the required fields are driven by Thingworks and Windchill. The number is generated by Windchill. The name is set by Thingworks. The part that we're raising the problem against has been driven from the UI. The type of problem report, in this case a problem, has been driven by Thingworks too. If we had clicked Suggest Product Enhancement, it would have created the problem report type Enhancement. We're now going to enter a description. Tightening bolts is a problem, wrench does not fit. We want the operators to be able to quickly and efficiently enter a description of the problem without dragging them away from their work, leaving them to carry on with their next task. If there is a need to add some detail, it's possible for Noah to call up Career View, measure, mark up, and add annotations to the viewable as you can within Windchill. Obviously, if Noah needs to launch Windchill, that's possible too. I'm sure many of you are aware there are quite a number of video demonstrations of Windchill's CM2 compliant change management system and its out-of-the-box processes. Our aim today is not necessarily to show you all that again. If you would like to see the full solution, we have a demo on our YouTube channel that we will provide a link to at the end of this webinar. Whilst it is an important step to understand the full solution that PTC provides, we have seen an increasing drive from our customers to digitize their processes, and one obvious issue that does often come up is how can the shop floor interact digitally with other functions. Now that Noah has logged a problem, we're going to log into Windchill as Pat. He's a product manager and is performing the change admin roles for the snow context. Once Pat has logged in, he can see that he has been allocated a number of tasks, one of which has been generated by the problem report. Pat can view the generic workflow instructions, informing him to review the problem report and determine its disposition. We're going to click on the subject. This takes us to the problem report's information page. We can start to review the report and see the description that Noah had entered from within the shop floor viewer. Pat's now going to take a look at the affected objects. He notices that the problem has been created against the M8 nut. This needs to be updated. As a change admin, Pat is able to update the problem, selecting Actions Edit. Pat can now complete and update any attributes that are missing, and then selecting Next, navigate to the Affected Objects tab. As the product manager, Pat is aware that this change does not affect the M8 nut itself, but the operation and process plan. So, Pat can gather further objects and, selecting the operation, grab its related process plan. He can now remove the unaffected M8 nut. Finally, he can click Finish to complete his edit. Pat has one final review of the problem report before returning to his homepage and clicking on his task. Scrolling to the bottom of the page, Pat can enter his thoughts in the comment box and select his routine. In this case, he confirms and clicks Complete Task. At this point, the problem report has been accepted and the workflow is complete. It will sit in Windchill until someone, in this case Pat, takes some action to resolve it. Problem reports have a cardinality of many to one. This basically means that we can resolve many problem reports by one change request or change notice. The automated workflow also pauses at this point because it may not always be appropriate to resolve a problem or enhancement straight away. If a problem is of a low priority, you may wish to close this out as part of a wider change to the product, rather than going through a whole change process for just one issue. Navigating back to the problem report, Pat can now select New Change Notice from the Actions menu. You will notice that in this process, we're skipping the step of the change request. As we discussed earlier in the webinar, Windchill does not require that you go through every stage in its out-of-the-box change process. My recommendation is that you look at what Windchill gives you out of the box and only use what adds the most value for your business. Just because it's there does not mean you should have to use it. The Windchill out-of-the-box change management solution should support your business processes, not dictate them. So next, we're going to update the name and description of the change notice. We can also select the change notice complexity. Here we're going to select the fast track route. Then we're going to click Next to start to create the associated change task. The change notice defines the implementation plan. This is essentially all the tasks that need to be completed to close out and implement the change. It also includes the effectivity for each individual task. So Pat is going to create one new change task. He's going to give it a description, a name, and then he's going to allocate the work to be completed by a manufacturing engineer called Sam. He is also going to select another manufacturing engineer named Mike as the reviewer. Mike is going to review Sam's work and conduct a peer review. Then he'll click Next. Pat needs to add the affected objects to this change task, so he's going to navigate back to the problem report and copy the affected objects and paste them onto the change task. Next, he's going to select the affected objects and revise them. In the Revise collector, Pat ensures that the new versions are correct, as well as removing any objects that have been collected but are not required. He then selects OK. At the bottom of the page, we can view the new resulting objects. These are the objects that Sam is going to update as part of the change. He can click Finish. Pat clicks Next, and on the Select Associations page, we can see the initial problem report that is going to be resolved as a result of this change. If there were further problem reports that could be resolved by this change, we could also add them in here too. Pat clicks Finish and Submit Now. This creates the new change notice and starts the workflow. We're now going to log into Windchill as Sam, the manufacturing engineer. You'll notice Sam is using iOS, as Windchill and Thingworks are web-based and support a number of browsers and operating systems. Now that he is logged in, he can see that he has been allocated a task, the Complete Change Notice task, so he navigates to the Tasks information page. He reviews the generic work instructions as well as the specific description that Pat set when creating the change notice. Next, Sam clicks on the subject that takes us to the information page of the change task. On here, Sam can find the affected and resulting objects, in this case the old and new revisions. So to conduct his work, Sam navigates to the process plan for the Pro Steer assembly to edit the plan. Sam first needs to open it in npm link, so Sam clicks on Actions, Open in Process Plan Workbench, which launches in a new window. Down the left-hand side screen, much like a part structure, we can see the plan, its operations, their tooling, parts and resources laid out in their parent-child relationships. Expanding the operation, we can see the standard wrench set that we need to change. As with everything in Windchill, before Sam can edit the operation, he first needs to check it out, so from the toolbar, he selects Checkout. He now locates the standard wrench set in the Processing Resources tab and removes it. He then clicks Add and searches for the extended wrench set. Once he's found it, he selects OK to add it. Finally, Sam has to update the work instructions, so he navigates back to the Attributes tab and updates the text, making it clear what has changed. He then saves his edit and checks in, adding a comment in the check-in window. Now that Sam has completed his edit, he navigates to his home page and then to his task, added a comment, then he completes it. As Sam has completed his change task, it's now time for Mike to log in and review the completed work. To do so, Mike logs in with his domain credentials and views his home page. We can see here the Review Change Notice task is waiting in his My Task table. He selects the task name link to open up the task, where he is provided with generic instructions to inform him of what is required. He also reviews the description that specifies the changes Sam was asked to carry out, in this case the replacement of the wrench tool and updating of the work instructions to reflect the change. He can also view the process status, where he can see that Sam has completed his task and also left in a comment to inform Mike that he is ready to be reviewed. To easily navigate to Sam's completed change task, Mike selects the subject link. Next, he scrolls to the resulting objects section, where the process plan and install carbide operation has been added in by Pat when the change notice was first created. Mike selects the process plan for review. This opens up the new revision of the process plan, which he then opens up in the workbench to observe the changes made. He expands the install carbide operation, where you can see the extended wrench set has been added in as a tool as required. He navigates to the operation level, where he reviews the operation description. Here we can see that the description has also been modified to reference the extended wrench set. Happy that the changes have been actioned, he closes off the workbench window and navigates back to his home page. He opens up his review task, adds in his comment and completes the task. Before the changeables can be released, it's time for an audit to be carried out for the full change process. The audit will act as a log of the entire change process by capturing the original problem, the fix required, who completed the change task to apply the fix, and who reviewed the change once completed. As Pat is assigned the change admin role, he will conduct the audit. Pat logs into Windchill and can see on his homepage the audit task is waiting for him to complete. Opening up the audit task, Pat can see the description of the change notice, which was to update the tooling. The process status section also shows that his audit is currently outstanding. He selects a subject to navigate to the change notice. Opening up the Process tab allows Pat to view all participants within the change process, as well as all of the tasks that have been completed. Within here, Pat can see that Sam has completed his change notice task, and then Mike has reviewed his work, leaving comments to support this. Once happy that the change process has been completed as required, he navigates back to his homepage to open the audit task and completes it. Now the audit is complete, the changeables are released, meaning that the changes will be reflected within Windchill and therefore Thingworks. Back on the shop floor, Noah can log into Thingworks to see that the changes have been made. As he did previously, he can search for the part number for the Pro Steer Ski assembly. He can instantly see in the process plan information section that the new revision B.1 has been released. Next he clicks on the Install Carbide operation and inspects the instructions. As he requested at the start of the change process, the wrench tool has been changed to a different tool, Extended Ratchet Wrench. Here we can see how the combination of Windchill and Thingworks technology has enabled us to carry out a full closed-loop change process with visibility from the shop floor.
Thank you for that demonstration, Amanda. I hope you all found it interesting. So to close today, we will have a quick review of some of the key ways your change management process can be transformed by deploying Windchill Change Management. Eliminate non-value activities, replacing manual paper-based processes with a scalable, traceable, connected solution. Break down silos across your enterprise's product development teams. Improve communication and allow the enterprise to participate in your change process. Improve decision quality. Make sure the information that your users need to understand and decide on a change is available to them and located in a central location. Meet evolving market needs quickly and with consumer confidence. I hope you've enjoyed today's webinar and found it helpful. Hopefully you now have a good understanding of Windchill Change Management as well as its extensibility. If you'd like any further information on Windchill Change or our Thingworks shop floor viewer, you can contact the team with the contact details shown on the slide. We'll post the video of this webinar up on our YouTube channel for any of you who'd like to watch it again, and we'll email out the results of the poll and the answers to any of the questions that you've had. One final note, PTC has just launched Creo 7. We have another webinar on Monday at 2:30 going through Creo's new features and improvements, so please join us then if you'd like to find out more. Thank you once again for joining and keep safe.